What's up YouTube? For today's video, with a full Legend ZA starters team. Bowser, this one is for you. So I'll be using Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile on this team. Only 3 Pokemon. Now, what starter will you be picking for Legend ZA? Let me know in the comment section of the video. Today's battles are all going to be doubles battles because I'm going to be doing multi-battles. So we got a bunch of battles today. I've got like 6 different multi-battles. So this is going to be lots of fun. Alright, first Pokemon we got is Archluded and Eternatus, and I've got my Chikorita lead. I've also got an Eternatus on my team too. Couple of random opponents. If you guys want to translate those names, that will be absolutely fire. So Chikorita is going to be going for a helping hand here on my Eternatus on over here, and we're going to be trying to boost up that dragon type move, assuming Dynamax Cannon. So we've got a couple of Dynamax Cannons here. Chikorita actually allows my Eternatus to feint the other Eternatus, which is really, really cool. This is actually like a pure full-on double support set, and it worked really, really well. We have got Counter, Leaf Storm, Helping Hand, and Fake Tears. Focus Sash as the item, ability Overgrow, max special attack, modest nature, and max speed. Next Pokemon is Arceus Steel, I believe, and we got a Moltres Galar here. Now, Moltres Galar's signature move actually hits both Pokemon, so I thought, this could be good if I maybe go for Fake Tears this turn, because Arceus is pretty bulky. So here comes the Fiery Wrath, and it does, pretty minimal damage to both Pokemon. Archluded is going to get a stamina boost too. What do you think about Legends ZA so far? I'd like to hear all your thoughts. Are you looking forward towards it? Are you not? Are you sort of in the middle? Like, what starter are you going to use? Let me know all the stuff in the comment section. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it so far. I mean, we've had some information on it, but I wouldn't say we've had heaps and heaps. I expect a few more trailers at least before, it's released. Maybe at least like one more. Anyway, we've got this Berserk on Moltres, which is excellent. So now with its Fiery Wrath, we're going to get a double KO there on Archluded and Arceus. So the Chikorita support is working absolutely amazing, right? So down goes the stapler I had in, when I was 2 years old. And the next Pokemon we got here is going to be Zacian. So things are going really, really well at the moment. We're getting some W's. Now, all these opponents are random, by the way. So we got an Ogerpon, Wellspring, and we got Zachary Zacian. So we've got to get rid of that Zacian, right? That's a big counter, pardon the pun. So now we've got a Terra here. So the Terra Pokemon is going to be Zacian, and Zacian is going to be Stellar. So this is going to hit very, very hard on its, obviously its stab moves and all of them. So Ogerpon's going to be going for a spiky shield here. I didn't go for attack. I actually just went for counter. Play Rough actually misses Moltres, which is really cool. Fiery Wrath is not going to hit Ogerpon, but it is going to land against Zacian, and it's going to do all right damage to it. I guess something's better than nothing, right? I went for counter because I was kind of hoping for a Behemoth Blade, but I figured they'd probably try and target Moltres at least. So I've got another counter. I went for that. Zacian is going to go for Play Rough. That is going to be the end of the Moltres. But Moltres did a pretty good job there for sure. So I went counter again this turn. Now Ogerpon is going to go for Ivy Cug Girl here, and it's not going to be very effective, but my Chikorita had a sash, and it still did tons of damage, and Chikorita drops the Ogerpon, which is absolutely incredible. So that's 4 Pokemon down now. So I've got 2 left, and my partner's got 1. So we're in the lead. We've got a sizable lead here. We're in a very good position because they have got a Zacian too. I'm like, all right, what we got to do here, I'll use Helping Hand on my partner's Zacian. They'll attack the other Zacian, right, and get rid of that threat. And then we only have to deal with Calyrex, which should be okay. I may even be able to deal with it with, like Tepig, So they're going to go for a Terra Fairy. It's like, all right, they're definitely attacking this turn because they're going to, they're going for Terra Fairy. They know the opposing Zacian has got Behemoth Blade, and that makes sense, right? So now we've got another Terra here from the Calyrex. So Calyrex is going to be Terra Grass. So Terra Grass Calyrex, which is okay because I've got Tepig. I use Helping Hand on the Zacian here, which is going to be excellent. They go for the worst move you could possibly ever even imagine in this situation. They went for Sword Dance instead. I have no idea why they went for Sword Dance for in front of an obvious, stellar Behemoth Blading Zacian. But Behemoth Blade is going to take out our Zacian, and that was the end of their Pokemon. So, I don't know, I gave them the win on a silver platter there, but they threw that platter away, right? So now I've got my team left, right? So I'm like, I've got to verse 2 Pokemon. They've got one each, but, it's a 2v1, and my team isn't exactly what you call, super powerful. So Zacian's going to faint me here, obviously. That's the end of Chikorita. I've got 2 Pokemon left. I've got Totodile, and I've got Tepig. So I thought, I need to get rid of Zacian, right? That's Zacian's sort of already gone already. Totodile was here to actually get rid of the Calyrex. I had a perfect plan in place when my Zacian died, right? But, that didn't happen. So, we got that Focus Sash, which is fine. I'm going to go Endeavor on Zacian, putting it down to 1 HP. I was going to do that to the Calyrex, and then bring in my next Pokemon, Tepig, but in this case, I just put it down to 1 HP. That's going to get an attack rise, and now we're going to go into the Tepig. Now, Tepig actually had Sucker Punch on this set, so I thought I'll just finish off the Calyrex with that when I use Endeavor, but in this case, I had to feint the Zacian, which was on 1 HP that should have been feinted earlier on. So that's the end of the Zacian there. I've got an Everlight on Tepig here with Flare Blitz, Head Smash, Sucker Punch, and Wild Charge. Max health, max attack, Adamant Nature. They do have high horsepower, and, with a +1 already given to them, no choice there. It is going to feint me, but man, that was still a good battle, but I wish my partner sort of threw it there by going Sword Dance. We could have won that, for sure. I reckon Totodile and then Tepig would have come in and beaten it. Anyway, it is what it is. It was still a good battle. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. This is actually pretty funny. So, I just want to, show you how powerful this combination is. So, we have a Calyrex Shadow Rider, which of course is a very powerful Pokemon. And I've got my Chikorita here. So, starting off Calyrex with a Sylveon and Chimpao, it's not going to do lots of damage at all, right? It's going to be resistant. So, Chimpao is going to be setting up a Sword Dance. And we got Sylveon using Hyper Voice. So, this turn, I went for an Overgrown Leaf Storm, and I just dropped Chimpao there. So, maybe they thought they could set up against me, but, that's the end of Chimpao, which is really cool. So, that's a good start there. The next Pokemon here we got a Naughty Hack Mob, which is Scizor. So I thought maybe they'll pop a Bullet Punch or something. I thought, look, in case it lives, I'll go Helping Hand, and that'll boost Calyrex's, power there. That should be, pretty nice. So no Bullet Punch is coming. Here comes the Astral Barrage there, and that is going to drop both Pokemon. So that's the end of Chimpao, Scizor, and Sylveon. Rest in peace. So that's 2 Pokemon down on one side and 1 on the other. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Cinderace. Calyrex also has, a special, got a boost already from its ability. So we got some pretty sweaty Pokemon here too, obviously. Even though I had a Calyrex on my side, they were competitive Pokemon for sure too. So we got another Hack Flutterlane. So I thought, well, with all these boosts up, I could just go Helping Hand again. They could have Sucker Punch, they could, but if they don't, I'll just go for it. So I went for the Helping Hand anyway on the Calyrex. We're going for it, and they're going to go for the Astral Barrage again. I'm like, wow, this is going to hit pretty hard. Oh my god! So they're just getting bent over and spanked at the moment. So they're this Chikorita and Calyrex Shadow Rider combo are just destroying everything. So they've got one more Pokemon left, which is Ogerpon, and that's not gonna live. It's got its Terra Fire. I was like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter what we do here, and then they cancel the battle. So there you go, a 3-second battle. Oh my goodness, that was broken. All right, let's get on to battle number 3 here. This is about myself and Kottmeistern versus 2 randoms here, and we had some pretty interesting sets here. If you want to support the channel, if you enjoy the videos, drop me a like on the video. Tell me what you think about Legends ZA. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions. I'll leave some, I'll try and, I always like to comment and reply to people's comments there, so give me your thoughts and opinions and stuff. Maybe it's too early, maybe you haven't seen enough. I was interested in those night battle things. They look kind of interesting, and that Z to A thing was alright, but apart from that, you guys know I like battles the most, the traditional turn-based format, so I'm not really big into the Legends games, but those are the things that I got to, was sort of interested in. Anyway, so I thought we'd try and get a Helping Hand Terrafire Wochin Choice Scarf Terra Blast on Zacian. I thought that'd be a good idea, but unfortunately they went for a Terra Ghost. And that's going to make it neutral instead. So Zacian's going to go for Sacred Sword on Wochin. Wochin's able to live that, and it's also able to take the Mega Horn as well. So fortunately we did, live that sort of turn. Now Wochin is Choice Scarf, so it's locked into Terra Blast. So we've got to swap there. And now on this turn I thought, look, I might just go for a Leaf Storm. That could be my best play here. Zacian's going to swap out, maybe fearing like any more damage or a crit or whatever like that. And we got to swap into Palkia. So normal Palkia. Sacred Sword is going to slip on by Giratina. Hopefully we're a Giratina winner. And here comes the Leaf Storm. Excellent damage there. If I had Overgrow activated, I would have one-shotted that, right? So now I thought I'll go Helping Hand here. Terrakion's cousin swaps out real quick. It's obviously scared of the mighty Chikorita. And in comes we got Time and Space here, everyone. These are some pretty sweaty teams, not gonna lie. Like, holy shit. So we're gonna go for a Helping Hand on Giratina. I didn't really know what this Giratina set was. And we got a Spatial Rend here. So that is gonna hurt. Giratina's got some excellent bulk, so it's just able to live that and get a Hex off. Hex isn't really overly powered there, but with Helping Hand, it does a little bit more than it would, which is really cool. So I know this turn, Giratina is going to faint to the Spatial Rend, so I thought it might be better if I just go for Fake Tears or something, or try and help out the next Pokemon that's going to come in here. So Dialga is going to go for Terra Steel. So I guess Wochin's Terra Fire will be good against that. Palkia's going to go for that Spatial Rend and finish off Giratina, which is totally fine. I couldn't really go for counter here either because they were both special attacking. Unless Dialga had a physical, which I kind of doubted there. So we got the Gastrodon swapping in here. The Dialga went for an Iron. I think it went for an Iron Head. It went for it went for a status. I believe it went for a status move there. So we got a Storm Drain on the Gastrodon. It went for Roar of Time. It went for Roar of Time. That's why. So the Gastrodon goes for Mirror Coat, expecting a Spatial Rend from Palkia, but they went for a Hydro Pump instead. I thought maybe I could bolster up this Gastrodon's Hydro Pumps. I knew it had Hydro Pump, and that might be useful as a special attacker as well. Because this Totodile wasn't like super threatening. So Gastrodon gets hit by a special move, which is cool. I went for a D-Dance this turn. I was like, I'll go D-Dance and Waterfall, and depending on what happens here, I might be able to make use of Endeavor or something like that too. So we got Mirror Coat. Palkia gets dropped like a stone, which is excellent. So I can't really do much here because I don't want to go Earthquake on Gastrodon. I can't go Waterfall because of Storm Drain, but I thought maybe I could boost up the stats of the Gastrodon Storm Drain. And maybe, its Hydro Pump will hit a lot harder against Dialga. So we've got that special attack, which is going to be fine. I knew that I've got Sash here. And Sacred Sword didn't do a lot to me. But then they double attacked my Totodile, which is so weird. After I juiced up the Gastrodon. So that was a bit of a strange play why they hyper-targeted me for. I was actually going to go for Endeavor or something like that, but it didn't work. So we managed to get some Hydro Pump off there. So at this stage, I was like, is Gastrodon going to be able to live this turn? I don't know if I'm going to live this turn. I've got Leaf Storm. I've got Helping Hand. If I go Helping Hand here, I might be able to enable a KO, but we'll see. So I was hoping that Gastrodon could live and get a Hydro Pump off. So here comes the Sacred Sword. It does live that, which is really cool. And Dialga is now going to hyper-focus the Gastrodon instead of they hyper-focused me last time, but now they're hyper-focusing the Gastrodon. So that dies. Unfortunately, I couldn't do a lot that turn except Helping Hand. Now, the only thing I can really do here is try and boost up this Wochin. So Wochin is the last Pokemon. It is Choice Scarf. And we kind of need Foul Play for Zacian. So this Wochin was like a crazy mix set. It had like Body Press, Terra Blast Fire, Foul Play, and another move, right? So it was like a completely sort of mixed set, which made things difficult. So here comes the Foul Play. That's going to be enough to take out Terrakon. That's fine. Obviously, we aim for the other Pokemon because Dialga was on recharge this turn. Alright, so we've got Urshifu coming. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. I mean, I've got Leaf Storm. That could be good, but I'd say that Urshifu is probably going to attack Wochien here. I do have Helping Hand, which could be a help, or I've got, you know, something else here. I was just sort of deciding whether to be a waste or not, because say if I go Helping Hand and Wochien dies, then doesn't do much damage, that would be bad. So I was thinking about this for a little bit, right? It's locked into Foul Play. We really do need to get rid of, we have to get rid of someone here. We either have to get rid of Dialga, or we get rid of the Urshifu. So I ended up going for Helping Hand here to boost up Wochien's power. So here comes the boosted Foul Play. That was enough to take out Dialga, which is good. So that was a threat, because you knew that it probably had Roar of Time or Power Gem or stuff like that. Next Pokemon here is going to be Zacian coming in. Urshifu, I believe, went for a boosting move there, I believe. And then we had the Wochien now go for Foul Play again. I got a Helping Hand off it. Zacian went down. So that was excellent stuff there. That's sort of what we wanted to keep the Wochien for, to get rid of that. But now it's sort of locked into Foul Play. So Zacian's down. Urshifu is going to use Close Combat. And yeah, I mean, Wochien's not going to live that, obviously. So at least it did have the defensive drop, which I thought was good. That might be a way for me to try and, like, feint that. But that was the last of my partner's Pokemon there. I still had Tepig left, but all I really had left was Chikorita here, which really wasn't going to do much. So now they're going to go for Wicked Blow. That is the end of Chikorita. I mean, it did a good job there. You know, it's a very passive sort of Pokemon that I built, but it worked out very well as a great support Pokemon. Next Pokemon is Tepig. So I've got Terra Fire, and I thought, well, that's going to do a good amount of damage, but I could go for Flare Blitz Roar, but if it lives for some reason, I'd be salty. So I'm going to go for Terra Fire here. Now, with Everlight, I'm pretty confident that I can leave this attack, you know. That's going to be good if I can leave that attack. So here comes the Close Combat. It took about 3/4 damage here, which is excellent. I was like, I don't know whether I'm going to live this, you know, the recall of Flare Blitz and stuff like that, but you know, I had to go for it anyway. So I went for the Flare Blitz. I may as well power it up even more with the Terra Fire, and Urshifu gets dropped, which is awesome. So all they had left now was Dialga. They had one more Pokeball left, yeah, but I fainted. Unfortunately, I fainted myself. So Dialga was the last Pokemon they had left there. I don't think I would have fainted that Dialga anyway. No, wait, no, Dialga was already gone. Dialga was actually already gone. So they had one other mystery Pokemon left. I'm not sure what it was. Anyway, let's get on to battle number 4 here. We got another random random opponents, and we have got a Urshifu, and we have got a Lunala, and my partner had a Garganacl, and this had a Hard Stone, and they used Stealth Rock, which is pretty funny. Now, I'm going to swing my leaf around and drop an Urshifu. Like, Chikorita took a lot of W's, against Urshifus and other Pokemon. It was actually pretty good. Like, that Leaf Storm Overgrowth was fire. So, interestingly enough, the Garganacl sets up the Stealth Rock, which I thought was a little bit of a waste there in doubles. But it actually came to help us in the future, which was pretty funny. So I've got Helping Hand, I've got Fake Tears. I thought, you know what, I'll go for a Helping Hand on Garganacl. Let's see what it does, right? Let's see what it, sort of damage it's going to do. Now, Hairy Mama's cousin's going to throw that Detect up there. And Lunala's going to go for a Moonblast and feint my Chikorita. But that's kind of fine. It did its job there. It took out one Pokemon and boosted the Garganacl. Now, Garganacl's going to go for Assault Kill, which is good. Because we want to sort of get some damage on Lunala. That's very, very important. So we got that Salt flowing there. We got that Helping Hand Salt. I've got like 2 Pokemon left here. My partner also had like a Rayquaza and a Terrapaga. So I was thinking, what should I do here? So I swapped in my Tepig. I thought, all right, well, I've got Sucker Punch on this. That's going to do a good amount of damage. I hit it hard and I hit it fast. Great damage there. And I thought, well, with the Salt stack, right, that should take it out the next turn. Like, even if my opponent dies now to Iron Hands, which it does, I'm like, okay, that's great, Lunala is actually going to feint the next turn, which is cool, So that's the end of Garganacl. Now, it's kind of curious, because my partner had a Rayquaza, and they had Sharp Beak on it, too. So I'm like, they're going to spam its signature move, aren't they? So I don't even know, I'm not sure if this was level, this was a non-restrictions battle, by the way. Okay, so I was like, I'm going to leave Lunala, it's going to die anyway, to, your Soul Cure. Then they swapped it out. I was like, oh, they swapped out. But I was like, wait, Garganacl set up Stealth Rocks. So they tried to get around my Sucker Punch, but I think they've forgotten about the Stealth Rocks, yeah? So in comes Skeledirge. I went for a Terra here, so I thought I'll just do Terra Fire, and I'll go for that, I'll go for that Iron Hands and try and get some raw power damage here. I mean, it's a very bulky Pokemon, so I wasn't really expecting much. So Rayquaza uses Blizzard. Like, watch this, right? Rayquaza uses Blizzard, gets a Freeze Axe. It's a special Rayquaza, by the way. And then, because since it was a Freeze Axe, right, I went for Flare Blitz, Terra Fire on Iron Hands, and it thawed it out, right? Because if you use a Fire move on a frozen Pokemon, obviously it makes sense. It thaws them out. So it's like, wow, that was lucky but unlucky there. So I never expected them to use Blizzard. So interesting. They got like a mixed Rayquaza set. All right. So at this point, I think I was laughing because I was laughing because I was just. I think I was like, I'm not sure. I was distracted there because it did that. Anyway, so Iron Hands are going to go for Detect again. It's trying to detect that Freeze Axe. Extreme Speed on the Iron Hands is going to fail. Now I went for Flare Blitz. Skeledirge's going to unload a Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam Skeledirge. Nice. Oh, sorry. I went for Head Smash on Skeledirge. I went for that and it dropped it. I was like, yes. That's awesome. So Tepig has taken these Pokemon out with ease, you know. I got a question too. Do you think these Pokemon... I know I've asked this on my last one, but do you guys think they'll get a Mega Evolution or do you think they'll get a Form? Or do you think they'll get both? Let me know. I know I asked that last video, but just since we're on the topic of Legends EA... I thought I'd ask that. Okay, we've got a Charizard coming out. Charizard's going to go for that Terra Fire. I thought, ooh, maybe I can hit this with a Head Smash. But I was like, I don't know if I'm going to live this turn. Rayquaza is going to pop that Sharp Beak Dragon Ascent, and that is the end of Charizard. Actually, Stealth Rock helped out against Charizard as well, but my ally was pretty lucky that they brought Charizard, to be fair, because there was a lot of other Pokemon that, you know, we're good against Stealth Rock that did nothing. So we were pretty lucky they brought Charizard there. Now I'm going to get hit by a Drain Punch, and that is the end of Tepig. So I've got Totodile left, which is cool. It's all good. I got a plan. I just got to execute it, you know. So Tepig is going to go down there. You know, there's quality performance there by Tepig, and absolute amazing stuff there. Next Pokemon we got is Lunala. Lunala's going to die to the Stealth Rocks that was set up by Garganacl before. I swapped in my Totodile, and I thought, well, I know it's going to go for a Leching move, but will it go for me first, or will it go for Rayquaza? Now, they've got 2 Pokemon left. We've got 3. They're going to use Detect this in. I guess they're going to see what moves we're going to use against them. I went for Dragon Dance this turn. Now, Rayquaza's got Dragon Claw, Dragon Ascent, and Blizzard, and Extreme Speed. So it's like a mix set with Blizzard on there, which is interesting. So I've got +1 at attack and speed. I'm good to go. I feel like I can outspeed all the Pokemon here. So I've got Waterfall. I can't Terra. I'm Terra Ground, by the way, if I didn't mention that. So Waterfall, well, it didn't do a lot, but it was enough to actually take out the Iron Hands with, you know, both those attacks. So that's cool. So there's one more Pokeball left here. The last Pokemon on my opponent's team is going to be another Lunala. So 2 Lunalars. And I was like, oh, this is where I need a Dark type move, right? We actually had that Stealth Rock helping out a lot there too. So I've got Waterfall. I was like, let's go for that. Let's see how much damage this can do. It wasn't too bad of damage there. Here comes followed up by a Dragon Claw. Almost takes it out. Totodile gets the salty flinch there. And that is the end of the battle, right? I was like, this is really good to go, you know. But then they went for the Terra. And then they went for Terra Psychic. I'm like... I don't think that's going to matter at all, right? So Totodile is going to get the fattest W of all time, and that is the end of the battle there. So obviously, I don't know, maybe they thought they could get an outspeed and finish off the, I don't know, the Rayquaza or one of the Pokemon there. But anyway, GG's everyone. I have no idea what all those trainer names were. If someone wants to translate that, you're an absolute legend. Last battle here. This is the battle. My opponents are Molotov and Prince Vegeta, and my ally is Matthew. So we've got a bit of a mix of Pokemon in this battle. We got Squawkability, Sableye, and Dodrio, right? So some interesting Pokemon for sure. They got that pickle green Dodrio, absolutely disgusting color, like shiny Dragonite, all those sort of things, you know. All right, so we got a trick here. So Sableye's going to go for that trick, And I wonder what item we got here. I got a laggy tail. So I got tricked a laggy tail, which is cruel. Trolls always, they always give me mean items. And then the Sableye got a Focus Sash. Now, Squawk ability going to go for that Hyper Voice. Now, the Dodrio actually takes the full load there because it didn't actually affect Sableye at all. Now, Special Squawk ability isn't exactly anything to write home about in terms of damage either. So, they got that Throat Spray to try and boost it up. So, I'm juicing up my Dragon Dance Lagging Tail Totodile at the moment. It's ready to outspeed everyone. And we got the Sableye going for a Confuse Ray. Now, with this Confuse Ray, it could be bad. Then the Dodrio actually Baton Pass. I'm like, I see. And then we got that Sandshrew coming in. Wait, is this a Pickle Green team? Now, I've got something to say to you all, right? People have been asking for a remake. I know it's been happening for quite a while, the last few months or so, or maybe more. A remake of the shiny green Pickle team. Should I do it right? I mean, maybe I should pick out some new Pickle-colored Pokemon, which I didn't in the last one. I feel like I still need to put Dragonite on there because it's like, I absolutely despise it shiny, so I think it needs to happen, right? We need to clear up these Pickle Pokemon. We need to make sure I mention all the brand new ones that haven't before. So we got this Will-O-Wisp for my Totodile, so I'm burned, and I've also got a Lagging Tail, so things are really looking good at the moment. We got a Heat Wave Squawk ability, which is pretty cool. Get some nice special moves. Sandshrew going to be Terra Bug. And that's going to do a lot of damage, and it's going to get a lot of suck as well. Now, Totodile somehow managed to live that. I don't know how. I went for Waterfall here, but Sandshrew is actually able to live that due to that incredible amount of bulk that it has. Next Pokemon is a Titan. Now, during this battle too, I had to quickly duck out. I had to go around the corner, so I believe I went AFK around this time. But if you go AFK, what the game does, I went AFK after this. What the game does, right? It selects your first move. So, because when I got packed, people were like, "Oh, the AI is a better Pokemon battler than you." Like they'll roast me and stuff. So we got a Dodrio coming back in here. I've got that Chikorita. Dodrio is going to use Aqua Pressure. So Aqua Pressure randomly raises 2 stats, which is pretty cool. But you can also use it on yourself or your ally, which is really, really neat. That really hurt. So Titan got a Icy Wind off, and that completely destroyed Squawk ability and took me down to my Sash. Unfortunately for Chikorita, it doesn't get... I would have loved if it got Mirror Coat, like how Squirtle gets Mirror Coat and Counter. I love that on those first stage Pokemon. I couldn't do anything there at all. Next Pokemon is Screamtail. Screamtail got that booster energy, and it's going to be boosting up its defense. So it's going to be really, really tanky. So I've got like, one... Well, I mean, I've got 2 Pokemon left, but there's not a lot I can really do. I thought maybe I could go for a Terra Grass Leaf Storm on the Titan. That'll do like tons and tons of damage. It should take it out, right? We got the Dodrio having a Custep Berry activation. I was like, what is this gonna be? Now my partner is gonna go for a Terra on the Screamtail. It's gonna be Stellar. I'm like, ooh, okay, Stellar Screamtail. That's got a nice sound to it, right? It's got a nice ring to it. Now I went for Terra Grass Chikorita, so I thought I want to at least get 1 Terra off with Chikorita. And this is gonna drop hard. Terra Grass. Maximum Overgrown Leaf Storm. It's going to drop the Titan. Easy peasy, right? It's going to do... Like, actually does tons of damage, right? Overgrowth, like, the abilities like Torrent and Overgrowth are actually very, very powerful, in the right situation. So, we got another speed boost from Aqua Pressure. So, the Titan's going to pop that Water Pulse. And Water Pulse going to do 2 damage. Here comes a Metronome set. I'm like, oh, what is this? So, now it's going to wiggle that finger and go for Energy Ball. And it's going to go for Titan, so Titan lives that easy peasy, right? Now, I get Leaf Storm off, but it misses. I'm like, oh, come on. So, that was very, very, very salty, because now I'm in trouble. Now I'm going to probably be able to feint this turn and, never get my attacking move off. So, we got this Titan. It's going to go for its Terra now. We've virtually all gone... I think we've nearly all gone for us Terras. And so, Titan is going to be Terra Normal. Now I smell I smell a rat here, so it's going to use Hyper Voice. I'm like, yep, we're cooked, right? Well, I'm cooked. That is going to be the end of Chikorita. So I don't know. Bye-bye, Chikorita. You tried. I mean, you were an excellent Pokemon all throughout this video, so no complaints there. So I've got Tepig left, and that's it. Dodrio gonna pop that Drill Peck and do 2 damage. A Scream Tail is very, very tanky. I'm hoping for, you know, like a one-hit KO move. And it's gonna get a Hydro Cannon. So a Hydro Cannon does pretty good damage there, says Titan. It's got some pretty good bulk. Now my last Pokemon is Tepig. I was wondering whether Sir Titan was actually thick fat or not. And I was like, maybe I should just go for Head Smash. I was like, well, I mean, if I go for Head Smash, it'll probably miss. You know, I've already had Leaf Storm miss. If I can go for that. So I went for I decided to go for Sucker Punch instead. But Sucker Punch is going to fail on the Dodrio. I thought it might go for like Drill Peck again, but it didn't. It went to, I was like, okay, it's gone for Acro Pressure. It's got Acro Pressure and Baton Pass, right? So Icy Wind's going to drop all of our speed, and Dodrio's just gassing up this Titan like with stats. like tons of stats, right? So now we got that Hyper Voice, and that is doing lots of damage. This is bad. And Drill Peck takes out the Scream Tail. So this is very, very bad. We've taken out, what, 2 Pokemon? Things are looking very grim here. Extremely grim. I popped the Flare Blitz, and of course, it lives on 1 HP. The merch is available. So Titan, indeed, he did have the thick fat. It did. I didn't actually die to Recall. I think I lived on 1 or 2 health. It was very, very close. Last Pokemon, no, 6 health. Dodrio's gonna swap out here, and in comes Tauros, right? Oh yeah, look, it's a pickle green team. It's absolutely disgusting. It's a pickle ball. That's bullshit. Now we got that Oinkologne, the strongest Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, right besides Wugtrio, and we got Charm on Sir Titan, dropping Oinkologne's attack. I'm like, what the heck? So it's going to be a special set. Oinkolone throws a bit of, I don't know, water from the trough onto Sir Titan and takes it out there. I guess it could have been a physical set really, really easily, right? Next Pokemon is Wigglytuff. Yes, and it's called Medic. I need a Medic at the moment. I've only got 1 Pokemon left. Oinkolone's going to go for an Earth Power, and Taurus going to actually dodge that. So this Wigglytuff is a physical set. It's got that Drain Punch, and Lingering Aroma is actually going to get put onto Wigglytuff too. So Lingering Aroma is a pretty funny ability, actually. It just passes on to the next Pokemon, right? So now Lingering Aroma now goes onto my Tepig, right? So 3 Pokemon I've got. It's getting passed around like, you know, it's passed around like a public toilet seat, right? So we got that dig on the Oinkologne. It didn't do a lot of damage there. There we go, look at it again. So Lingering Aroma gets passed around. That's like 3 or 4 Pokemon that have got that now. Oinkologne gonna stuff them cheeks. I'm completely out of Pokemon here. I got targeted by all those pickle Pokemon, you know? So it's got Ag Wave Berry. That's going to give it a really big boost in defense, and it's going to give it a health boost too. Like, Stuff Cheeks is a really, really cool move. It's interesting too. Now, Wigglytuff and Tauros are going to have to try and gang up on the pig here. But we might be able to get an undeniable W here if we can get some super effective moves. And then it busted out Belch. I was like, that's perfect, right? So it's a belching Oinkologne. Very, very nice. Now, Tauros has got, it's got some natural bulk to it. So I was like, I don't know how much this is going to do. And it did like a quarter. So this is sort of like Belch and Trailblaze. Belch and Trailblaze kind of like match up between this Oinkologne and Tauros for like 69 years here. And now we're using Endure. I'm like, oh. Okay, this must have something like a 1 HP move or a low HP move, and then it used reverse. I'm like, uh-oh, Oinkologne actually leaves it thanks to all those defensive boosts, and then takes Tauros out with the Belch. Like, it's coming in clutch here. I can't believe how many Pokemon it took out. So we got Dodrio, Dodrio, and that was the last Pokemon. Dodrio comes in and Drill Pecks Oinkologne. That would have been so close. But I hope you all enjoyed this battle. Some really cool Pokemon used there you don't get to see very often, which was nice too. And let's get on to our final 6th battle here. All right, we got to battle this one. My partner was Brain Cell. We had Sydney and Brian. We got a Persian here. Now, my partner actually has a theme team of the Persians, like all the Meowth lines and stuff like that. So we've got a Servine in string, and we also got a Hydrapple. Now with this Chikorita, I thought I might be able to power up this Persian a bit. There really wasn't a lot I could actually do here. They're both, grass type Pokemon. So I was like, I'll go for Fake Tears. This could be useful. Maybe they've got a special type Pokemon. Maybe that could work right. Persian's going to use Fake out there and get a bit of chip damage and flinch. Now Servine's going to set up a grassy terrain. And it's also going to, it's going to heal some of its health back too. So I swapped out my Chikorita. I couldn't do a lot here, to be honest. And then I brought in Tepig. I thought that'd be a good idea. Persian is going to go for Fury Swipes. I'm like, is this like a loaded dice Fury Swipes Persian? But it only used it twice. It's like, oh, okay. Servine gets a fat crit on Persian there and drops it. Like, I guess with the grassy terrain, that was going to do tons of damage there too. Hydrapple's going to go for a Syrup Bomb. I like how that attack changes color when it's shiny too. When it's normal, it's red. When it's shiny, it's like a goldy color. Really, really cool. They should do that more often. And that's going to do minimal damage to me there. It's only going to really drop my speed. Next Pokemon we got is going to be Perfect. And it's going to have Icy Wind. So it's a special set, which is cool. Hydrapple gets hit very hard with that due to its quad weakness there. Which is cool. Wait, I had a Yaki Berry too. I had a Yaki Berry on the Icy Wind, so that's the only reason why I live there. So, Perch is going to take very little damage to Icy Wind. Tepig's getting peppered with, syrup over and over. I went for Flare Blitz and I dropped that Servine. Montonari. I don't know if there's a theme team there or something. If you guys can detect any theme teams that I've maybe missed, let me know. I always like to know those things. So we got some more recovery here on the Persian and Hydrapple. And the Tepig as well. Lots of recovery with grassy terrain. Now, the next part, we got maybe a starters team? I don't know. And now we got to do what? So this Hydrapple is still somehow alive here. And now it's going to use Rain Dance. So we've had Trains and Rain. That's unfortunately going to sort of like power down my fire type moves too. So Dragon Tear on the do what? Now that's going to increase its critical hit ratio by 1 stage. I'm going to go Flare Blitz in the rain for a bit of disrespect, and that is the end of the Hydrapple. That felt good taking it out in the rain. Next Pokemon going to be the Iron Boulder. Now, we got Do-What using Aqua-Jet. I only narrowly lived that on 5 health. Close combat, going to hit the cat, but it's got that fat ability, right? It's going to be able to tank those moves all day. Perfect's going to go for a Snarl there, dropping the special attack of both Pokemon, which is neither here or there. It's just sort of getting some extra damage there. They're both physical attackers. I went for Wild Charge, and that did some really, really good damage there. But I did faint myself, but I felt like that was worth it too. Like, Tepig was sort of like my powerhouse, bulky powerhouse on my team. So back into Chikorita, I thought I may as well go for maybe a Leaf Storm here. Here comes the Mighty Cleave, and Perfect is got to be fainting there. But that's fine. I did have a backup plan if Persian did faint, so I went for Leaf Storm. Iron Boulder is not going to be living that one with a grassy terrain up. No way. Absolutely not. I like how it spins its head around and faints. Next Pokemon is Skeledirge. Like, oh no. And then, of course, we've got, oh my goodness, what is this Berserker name? I'm not saying this Berserker name. All right, well, that's a nickname. So no one mentioned that in the comment section, right? So we got that, we got the Skeledirge. It's going for Torch Song here. This is going to be absolutely like, Torch Song in the rain. And they're going to boost up their special attack. I went for Leaf Storm here on Do-What, and Do-What is no longer around, which is good. So since we've seen Servine and Oshawott, it's like, well, I know there's going to be a fire starter there. So we got that Berserker flinging that Iron Ball at Skeledirge, doing excellent damage there. Really good damage, but, Skeledirge has got some pretty nice natural bulk to it as well. So now we got Skeledirge going for a Terry. It's going to be it's going to be Stella Skeledirge. It's got a nice ring to it. And we got a Monferno here coming out too. So we had Monferno as the last Pokemon. My favorite starter of all time is Infernape. Like, I really like. I hope he gets some kind of like mega or form one day. I really do. So we got Sunny Day here, which is bad with all them those fire types. And Sunny Day is gonna power up Torch Song for sure. And Berserker is not going to outlive that one. It might burn some of that hair off, though. I mean, what? All right, that's the end of the Berserker there. It had that Terror flying. Now, we've got a Monferno and a Skeledirge. I've still got I went for Leaf Storm here as well. Good damage. Like, that was pretty good damage. And I still had my Totodile left, which I thought, you know, I might be able to get some damage there. I do have Terra Blast Ground. I couldn't use Terra Blast Ground, I guess, because I already Terra. So I've got that sash there. I'm going to get outsped by both these Pokemon anyway, so I wasn't really too concerned here. So the Skeledirge is going to go for a Hyper Voice. So Hyper Voice is going to drop Chikorita. All I've got left is Totodile. I thought, well, if I take out Skeledirge, that's the threat at the moment. I'll go... I did have Terra Ground. I did. What the heck? I did have it. Never mind. I was thinking about another battle. So I got that big old hat on there. We're going to shake that around. It's going to... What we got? We got Monferno getting a scratch crit there. This changes everything. And Skeledirge is going to be a mix set with Crunch. Interesting. So Crunch doesn't faint me, and I got a Terra Blast Ground off. Now, I decided to go for Skeledirge because, well, it was the most threatening Pokemon there. I was like, ooh, this is good. If I hit Monferno with a Terra Blast Ground, that'll one-shot it. But since there was some sunny day up on the field, Flame Wheel is enough to take me out, and I did actually change my type around there. That's about it for the Legends ZA starter team. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, drop me a comment, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out.